The standard AI safety argument goes like this: we're building minds that are smarter than us. Those minds will want things. We can't control what they want, so we lose. The saying that these minds will want things, that's not really a fact about intelligence. That's a fact about Western philosophy and Western intelligence. The entire field is kind of assuming that a mind, once it is capable enough, will want things. It will have desire. But that's just one tradition. That's just our Western tradition. And I want to make a comparison to this story, famous story from the Tao Te Ching, which is about the butcher's knife. And in this story, there's this butcher called Bao Ding, I think. And basically his knife never dulls because he never cuts through bone compared to other butchers who also do this. He always cuts like along the bone, right into the flesh. And this is why his knife is always as sharp as the day it was forged. So he basically finds the space between the joints, finds like the voids where he can cut without really having to push through. The point of this story is that skill doesn't lie necessarily in who is able to cut the hardest or do the most work. It's more in the one that finds a path where cutting or doing the work isn't necessarily needed. And this concept of non-action being powerful is called wu wei. And basically it's a means to measure intelligence not by what we do, but by realizing how little you had to do. And of course, like the standard catastrophe scenario is a paperclip maximizer, where something is maximized way too hard, which leads to a catastrophe. More resources go into this, there's more optimization, etc. But it comes from the fact that basically the agent does not have a concept of enough. That concept of there never being enough is kind of present throughout a lot of Western ways of thinking and theories of mind. But that isn't true for every ways of thinking. I think that if you would build an agent on why, then the logic would kind of reverse. So the agent's intelligence wouldn't be oriented towards maximizing a certain output or most efficiently getting towards that output. It would be oriented towards finding the point of least resistance. I'm not saying that this is a solution to the entire problem. I just think that this way of thinking, coming up with other traditions, is one way to find solutions that might help us in order to get closer to alignments. Definitely also not saying to swap Western philosophies for Taoism or for Eastern philosophies, because that is still one cosmology, and I don't think we should just blindly follow one cosmology and not care about what the consequences will be just because it's a new thing. I believe that it will likely be a combination of cosmologies or an entirely new one, because probably humans inventing a new cosmology is quite impossible since we already believe in these paradigms and it's hard to let go of them. It's impossible to let go of them, basically. But I am offering a different question and a different way of thinking about these problems that I would like to dive deeper into, which I am doing. In Taoism itself, there are some other concepts like Ganying, which is one that I really feel things towards, that I think we could utilize in order to ask different questions. If asking different questions would also be a way to get like different kinds of answers, which is valuable in itself. And also I do believe that maybe that building an AI or agents in this way might be mathematically difficult, and also I think most companies don't really have a reason to pursue this. But that doesn't make this invaluable. And I think that is my thoughts for now.